Hey friends, we are Sarájanée and Annacrizelda, and this is Everything and No Less, the podcast where your favorite long distance best friends talk about everything from women's sports to Marvel movies, things we love, things we hate, everything in between. And we're doing it in Austin today. Hey Anna.
Hey Sarájanée. Long distance, no more.
Love it for us. Love it for
Love
you.
it. Oh my
Very excited to be here. Thank you for being such a wonderful, gracious host.
Thank you for coming.
It's lovely, lovely. How are you feeling? How's your week been?
It's been great. It's
Yeah.
been so good. And now you're here.
I have also had a good week, and I think that's in large part because I knew this was like waiting for me. So
Yeah.
just like nothing was going to ruin the vibe. Nothing was going to kill the vibe.
It's great.
We
Love
made it safe and smooth travels, having a good old time. We've been reminiscing, we've been planning, we've been plotting.
Plotting.
Love it for us.
Love. Just love it.
It's our corporate retreat.
It's our corporate retreat. Welcome to the Everything and No Less corporate
I think that is
retreat.
phenomenal. We've been like instituted some fun company policies.
Yes.
We're making them up as we go.
Yes.
As one's like prone to do.
As one must. Not that I feel like the corporations are also making it up as they go. So.
This is not my first time in Texas, but it is my first time in Austin. I feel it's like, long overdue. Maybe I had some ideas about Austin. So my first impressions are like kind of meeting them. You took us to a wonderful taco spot yesterday, and it was like mustache mania.
Mustache mania.
It like didn't feel surprising, but I don't think I expected it. I was like, oh wow, the whole group over there, the whole group of friends has like the single mustache.
There is a very specific, and I don't know if it's just in Austin or if it's like a generational thing and maybe it's happening across the United States. But there's a very specific look here where it's like mustache, hat, no beard.
Yes.
Very interesting. Very very Top Gun.
Yeah.
So listeners, watchers, if you know the origin of this, if you can fill us into any anthropological observations that you have, we would love to hear it because it is something that exists here, but
it's really prominent here. Like when I see the look, I'm like, there are some neighborhoods I think in Chicago where it would fit. Like there are some parts of like near west north side, like of Chicago where like I can see this being a little like Andersonville, like hipster kind of vibe.
yeah.
Right? Because if you read the hat, so that like with the sign language that's on the t-shirt, it's like interesting. It's not what I would have put together with that mustache. Right. Like you're keeping us guessing, which good for you.
It's interesting because it's not what I associate with hipsters. And
Yeah.
I think maybe this is like the next generation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like our hipsters were like long hair, flannel.
Little bohemian vibe.
Yeah.
Bohemian butter chic.
Yes. Yes. That's really our generation of hipsters. Like these hipsters, I don't know.
Doing it a little different. Good for them. But I will continue to, be in my anthropology tip and seeing what I find, what I notice about Austin. I'm also very much living in like Friday Night Lights days. I've already said like clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose like 5 times, Texas forever. So whatever that means.
We've also already watched Remember the Titans in its entirety.
Beautiful. That's a great grounding. Like that should be a ritual. Any trip we take from now on, we're either watching all or parts of Remember the Titans.
Like it's very important. I do love watching it with you because I love that you mouth the whole thing.
I can't help it. I try to just be a first time viewer, but some of it is so powerful.
It's motivational.
You know my favorite parts. Attitude reflects leadership, Captain. Like
it's a really good one.
It is always relevant.
Always.
So good. Okay. Speaking of our friendships and things that we do together, it is not just Remember the Titans, though it is often.
That's a big part. It's a big part.
Often Remember the Titans. I thought it'd be fun if we like reminisced a little bit on some of the other trips we've taken to see each other, or maybe trips we wish we've taken, want to take, all of that. Are there like any previous trips or previous visits that are coming to mind?
We have both lived in many different cities.
Somehow. In our young lives.
Yes, in our young I moved so much. Why would I move?
Why?
The thought of moving right now just it overwhelms.
It's so exhausting. And I'm like, cross state lines. What was I thinking? No wonder I'm tired.
No wonder.
That's enough.
But you had this apartment in Durham that I love with the spiral staircase.
Oh, that felt like my little bachelorette studio.
Yeah.
Like a garage apartment.
Yes. I love that, even though I did fall down that spiral staircase like twice.
It was scary times. Speaking of moving, the things I moved up those spiral staircases.
I still don't understand it.
Because when I moved in, I moved in through the main house. There were some medical students, I think, that lived there. But when I just had other things, my TJ Maxx holes, I would just lug them up the stairs. But the wildest one is I think I moved like a 46-inch TV by myself up those spiral staircase because where there's a will is a way. And I was like, that TV is coming up. I will not be stopped. And like, could I have talked to the people and been like, hey, can I bring this through? What time could that work? Sure. But that would have required talking to people and planning and coordinating. Can't do it. Can't do it. Right. So that was like that was a good experience. I think that was a good transition from Ohio, a little studio bachelorette kind of pad.
I did like your Ohio spot too. It was just cold when I visited.
It was very cold, and that was an older building, and so I know there was no insulation. Like when I think back to my electric bills, I was like, there was not a single speck of insulation in that building. There was a gorgeous interior brick wall, like stunning, but again, not holding any heat, not at all. And that was like when my great aunt at the time, she was like, you know what, you need a thermal blanket. Changed my life. Changed it. Was like, oh, the sheets can be warm when I get in there, and like would automatically cut off. And I was like, oh, I can lay in the bed for like 15 minutes and warm myself back up before I go to the world. Game changer.
I love that. I love that for you.
But it was chilly. That was also the apartment where the like stairs were brick and they were beautiful, like looking up.
Yeah.
The exterior appeal or something.
Yeah. The curb appeal. Yeah.
But they again were old and falling apart. So there was like a 4-inch gap between the stairs and the porch. And so there would be like ice dripping down and it'd be like icicles when it was super cold in the winter. Like
the danger.
Just like a little like first hurdle or final hurdle to get on, right? Like, oh, I've made it. I just want to go to bed. Okay, I've got to like dodge the icicles that are gonna fall, not slip and whatever is happening in this little gap, not get stuck there. And then I was there was also like a indoor outdoor cat that loved my porch. And I was like, baby, you got to find another spot. Why do you feel welcome here? You just dropping fur. Like, and the allergies, but anyways. Yeah.
That was a good one. I liked that apartment. I remember we went to Bar Louie with your brother. And it transitioned very quickly from a restaurant to a club, which is not something that I knew Bar Louie could do.
And yeah, in Columbus it did.
Columbus did. Really wild.
I love visiting you everywhere. Our New Orleans trip was very fun.
That was really fun.
That was really, really fun. There was like 3 different things happening. I think your housemates had stuff happening. So we just got to like watch those dynamics. And we enjoyed that.
That was perfect because my roommate at the time was having a huge group of like sorority sisters visiting. And so we just got to tag along and observe.
So fun.
That was so fun.
You also introduced me to oysters that trip.
Oh, yes.
Again, game changer, life changer. I was like, oh, I like this a lot. And you were like, okay, but here's the thing. Just remember we're on the Gulf Coast. And so everywhere else you go to get oysters, it might not be like this.
Yeah. Well, though you went into the deep end because Gulf oysters are like huge and they're 50 cents. Everywhere else you go, they're like this big and they're like $3 each.
Ridiculous.
And it's hard to swallow that.
Yeah.
Literally.
But they were very tasty. I also liked visiting you in New Haven.
Oh,
that was a fun weekend with you and Eric. We got to see a little bit of the city.
We did.
We got to see Connecticut, obviously, your Yale Law School days. We celebrated your birthday.
Oh, yeah. And then we went to New York. You remember that?
That was a lot of fun. That was a good time. I remember, I think you and your law school classmates were like taking pictures and another UVA alum, your friend Karina, excuse me, and Eric and I were like, wait, so we don't get to be pictures? We're going to take our own. And you were like, I'm going to come be in. And we were like, no. No, we were booting you out of your birthday picture. This is just for us.
So funny.
The non-law school picture. I don't know. I surely got to have it somewhere. But that's a funny memory. We did karaoke that night.
We did. We did do karaoke.
That was a good time.
Love karaoke. Big karaoke era. My law schoolers, big karaoke. Love that.
Good trips. Those were good times for sure.
Good times. Yeah. Okay. Well, what about places we haven't been?
I think we gotta go. Well, we've been international. We did go to Tulum.
We did.
That was very relaxing and serene for me. We gotta go to like Europe. I feel like Italy is calling. We would do well there. We could take like a fun cooking class.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Do we want the lake? Do we want the Italian countryside?
Like Como?
Like, something like
the lake. I'd love to go to the south of France. What's that about? That's where rich people go.
That's where they go.
Where does Beyonce have the house? In Cannes?
Probably.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Definitely there.
We would do well in the Amalfi Coast, like I just think.
Yeah.
But somewhere in Europe, I think would be great. Italy would be good too, because we could get gelato.
Love gelato.
We would enjoy the gelato.
Yeah. We have to go to London. London.
Have to go to London, mate. Obviously. What's the point?
They're gonna deny our visa.
They are gonna reject us. They're gonna. It would be well within their rights.
It would.
But it'd be like, hello, where's the king? Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Good day, mate. Maybe like, this is so original.
We should go to Australia.
Oh, down under.
Down under. It's the same accent. I don't think we put enough nuance in it.
No, but why did like Australia keep like the London British accent and then the US lost it? Why did that happen?
Yeah, that is a really good question that I often think about. Because how?
How? I saw this map once that talked about like linguistic journeys, and they said like Southern US accents are actually like I don't know if it's real, could have all been fake, but they like traced it back to like UK accents, right? It's just like much more slowed down or whatever.
Yeah.
You like speed it back up, it sounds the same. I'm like, interesting. But then why did it slow down? What happened?
You know, it's interesting. Maybe we took the same class in college, because that's something they talked about. I took linguistics in the anthropology department, and they were looking at like where you make the sounds in your mouth. And if you look at like where you make the sounds in your mouth in like super Southern accents and like in British, which is obviously not a monolith, but like generally like it's like very similar. You know, there are some people, like British people, that I find quite hard to understand.
Yeah.
Like Adele at her concert, when she was just talking, I was like, oh my gosh,
slow down. Where's the caption?
Hold on.
All of our Netflix dramas, like, yeah, I gotta have the captions.
I need to have captions. I put captions on YouTube videos.
At this point, I do. Right? I don't know when that happened, but I need it. I'm like in the movie theater. We accidentally, I don't remember what we were saying, but it ended up being a closed caption version. I was like, I'm not mad. Like, I hope I'm not taking away anybody's access, but I kind of love this.
It's great. I will say sometimes it spoils the movie. Like if you're not supposed to know who's talking, it'll say this person is saying. You're like, oh,
right. And the comedic timing that can also get thrown off.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, is there anything like any experiences you want us to have on a future trip besides just like yachting being fabulous?
Oh yes, yachting is definitely number one. I think a cooking class is cute. What do you think, Dorsey?
One of our special guests.
Our special guest.
Live audience member.
He's mad I have my shoes on in the house.
He's shocked.
He's shocked. This is it's not what we do in an Asian household. It's okay. I'll chase him off in a little bit. What about horseback riding? Have you ever thought about horseback riding?
I love that. Yes, I've ridden a few times, but it's been like decades, years. Like I was a child. I would love that. I love horses. I think they're so majestic. They're so beautiful. They are often used for like, like calming, rituals and like kind of programs. I love horses. I would love that.
You know what I want to do? I want to fly a plane in different countries.
That would be fun.
You got to rent a plane and fly about.
That would be very baller too. Like, went up for a little tour of the sky.
Yeah.
Skyways. That'd be a lot of fun. What about like bull riding? Like fake bull riding.
Fake bull riding? Oh, like the mechanical bull.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like very clumsy and I have quite bad luck. It's just like physical things.
Great, you're so strong.
No.
You're like, yes. You're more of an athlete than you give yourself credit for.
I don't think that being an athlete and like riding a mechanical bull are necessarily like.
I think there's correlation.
Maybe.
I do believe it. What else would I like to do?
What about running with the bulls? Would you do that?
That's terrifying.
That's so scary.
It's terrifying.
You shouldn't.
The bulls, the people. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like a gardening moment or something.
Okay.
Wine country, but I don't really want to do the grape stomp. Like that kind of gives me the it. I get it.
The grape stomping?
Yeah, that gives me the ick. But like something else with the vines, tending to the vines could be fun. Like
do people do that still?
I think they do.
Oh my god.
I think they do. But yeah, or something just like unique to whatever the area is. Like remaking could be cute. We need to take the pod international.
We do. Oh my god.
International episode.
Everything and no less, Amalfi Coast.
find a couple of Italian best friends.
Oh yeah,
pull up, talk about
Italia.
that.
We're taking these bad accents on the road.
Go. That's what we need to do, a tour and like then try to estimate which is the worst accent that we have.
Yeah.
Where is the best? Where is the worst? That would be cool. Okay. What are we watching? We need to give the people an update. What have we been watching? What do you want to talk about? Where do you want to start?
Okay. We have to talk about the Paradise finale.
Listen.
Because here's the thing. I just have so... Okay, wait. I've been reading all about Paradise on Reddit. And putting the finale itself aside, did you know that they actually had on staff quantum physicists?
No.
To advise on the Alex of it all, on the quantum.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. I feel okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. So I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate when there is like a real college try at. It's probably more than a college try, but like, you know, there's a real effort at veracity. Having said that, I do think some of the elements of the actual storytelling were weird.
I agree, and maybe I missed it. I'm sure there were like what do they call them, like things when they're planted, like little seeds planted in the first season. But to me, it kind of felt like the Alex of it all came out of like nowhere. Yeah. It's like, okay, all of a sudden this has an outsized importance or whatever from the rest of the storyline. Yeah. Right? And I'm like, so if it was going to be about that, like that just should have came up earlier when they were exploring and introducing this global catastrophe anyway. Right. Like, and I like even when the Sinatra is like in the very, very beginning and meeting with the scientists or whatever that conference is, like that would have been a moment where they could have talked about like artificial intelligence, maybe like a little bit more clearly or whatever. I don't even know if Alex is AI, but whatever Alex is, that could have come up there a little bit more, or with like a little more earnest, I think. Yeah, I think they definitely could have done a better job at breadcrumbing the science throughout it. But I think that they kind of knew that they wanted the show to have mass appeal. They didn't want it to be too like in the weeds, too sci-fi, and too sci-fi. But then by doing that, I feel like it muddies the waters. For sure. Because like, what am I watching? Yeah, I mean, I think it's really obvious that the show didn't expect to have a second season. Right. So they're like, we have to do something. Like something has to be the big bad in this. And I, you know, I think that's frustrating when shows do that, right? Because it's like you introduce this quantum supercomputer that didn't exist in the first season, but we're retconning it to say that it did. Yes, yes. So I'm not sure if that works for me. They're going to do a season 3, and that'll be the last season, which I think is good. They won't run into the Westworld problem where they just kept getting renewed and they didn't know where they were going. So I'm excited to see how they pull it together. Well, yeah, because even one of the things I think I enjoyed about most of the first season is that it was so well paced. And I don't know if it was the penultimate or the finale episode of the first season where like a lot started happening. You're like, whoa, okay. Yeah. But I think the pace had been so like set so well so far. Or before that, it was like, all right, cool. But then this season, they kind of like slowed it down. We saw like Jane's whole backstory. And then 2 episodes left, you're like, all right, we have talked about everything in these episodes. How are we going to pull it all together? And their attempt to pull it together, like it just fell a little short. Like I see how, I get the why, but they're like on this speed train. Was it Xavier and his wife, and then they're just in Colorado. Yeah, you like, oh, like, you know, and then there's a lot of things that gets let go. He like won't let anybody touch Andy's baby, and then all of a sudden he's like, all right, we're gonna keep Andy's baby and being with you, like y'all be good. And it's like, wait, hold on, that's so fast for you 2 people to feel like super responsible for these kids, and then to just be like, all right, bet. Y'all got him. We'll check on it later. You know, so like, and I think in attempt to pull all of these pieces together, or so many pieces together, like things started just happening. They were just like, wait, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, or otherwise isn't entirely convincing. Yeah, it's such a good point because the first few episodes are so focused on the emotional relationships. Right, you get this like relationship that Xavier has with Annie's baby, and then that he had with Annie before then, and then you have Terry's relationship with Bean, which is like the heart of that kind of storyline. But by the end, they're sort of. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of footage on the cutting room floor of like these moments that wrap up the emotional kind of
journey that the characters have been on, but they chose instead to show Sterling K. Brown running through the streets of Paris.
And again, like in a super slow footage, and I'm just like, so we're supposed to believe that he's so fast, or otherwise there's just enough time, like that. It was like, all right, we've seen enough of him running, and is he this fast, or is like the collapse of the whatever the center that slow, which is then again adjusted like contrasting with everything that they had told us, like, oh, this is happening, the pieces are falling down from the sky, like get out of here. It's just not my favorite choice. Like we get it, he's got the plot armor. The plane crash, the bombing, like we're not worried that he's actually not going to make it.
Right.
So show me something else.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, he could have gotten in the car is the first thing.
Listen.
Because I think Sinatra had the card in her pocket. Mm-hmm. The little card that had X on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why did he have to get out of the car at all?
And they didn't even let us hear the conversation.
No.
Right? They show it and then they flash back to it, and that's what she's telling him. Yeah. If we weren't going to see it, then we didn't need to see any of that, perhaps.
I think it's just a bid to make Sterling K. Brown a Tom Cruise-esque man in a major motion picture, which I am so behind. Let's do it. But in the context of the finale, it didn't make a ton of sense.
And I'm like, he's showing such incredible range already. Like, do people really need to be convinced that he can do action?
That man has more abs than I thought was physically possible.
Right.
Like, he has...
His abs have abs.
Yes. Like, you see people with, like, a six-pack. Like, I feel like he has, like, 6 on each side.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know you could have that many abs.
Everything.
Everything.
We get it. He's got the pieces. And if there's somebody that's not convinced, like, then they're not going to be. Right. They just don't want to see that.
Like, that man is in, like, Marvel shape without, like, having a Marvel role.
Right. Right. Is there a Marvel part, like a part of the Marvel universe that you would like to see him in? I don't know if there's a new character he could be, or maybe just, like, a story that you would like. Do you want to see him in, like, an Avengers type setup?
I would worry what they would do with him in an Avengers type setup. I wanted to see him in his own role first, and you can bring him in, but I hate what they do sometimes where they just bring in a random, like, superhero, and he's kind of like a side character. I don't want that for him. Sterling K. Brown is a leading man.
Give him his own thing. Like they did for Yaya. We talked about that a little bit.
Shout out to Wonderman.
Wonderman is so good. I know I was late seeing it. I just finished it at the end of March. I think it came out in January. But so good.
So good.
Speaking of pacing, for them to be like 20 to 30 minute episodes, like right on time, definitely leaves you wanting more without it feeling like cheap. But he was phenomenal in it.
Phenomenal.
He's such a star. He's so good.
Such a star. Such a star. So well dressed.
Yeah.
So well dressed.
The way he humanizes any role is just like got to be a unique kind of like acting gift, I think, right? Like, what was the HBO show he was on? Regina.
Yes, Watchmen.
He was so good at that before the reveal, right? So he's really good. I'm excited to see what comes next for that.
Watchmen is one of my top 5 shows of all time, period.
So
like
good.
One of the best shows ever made.
Like top to bottom. And maybe it was also the moment at which it was made and like what, again, the people, the culture were ready for. Like I wonder what would happen if you were making that season of The Watchmen right now. I don't know how it lands. But it just was like in the, what is the musical saying? Like just like in the pocket. Like just right. Very, very good. Very, very good.
So good. Great show. If you guys haven't seen Wonderman or Watchmen, go watch them.
Definitely do. Watchmen is HBO, right?
Yes.
Coming up on HBO.
Hacks.
I'm so excited. That show gives me a good giggle.
Yeah.
Good giggle.
It's so funny.
Do you have any predictions for this season?
I feel like every time you just don't know what's going to happen. I think Deborah Vance is obviously on her revenge tour.
Yeah.
So she's going to be out of pocket.
I think she's going to be acting real bad.
Really bad.
Acting real.
Really bad. Did they say this was the last season?
I don't know. Okay. But I can see that. It feels like they're at the point where it might be time to like start wrapping things up a little bit. Ava and Deborah are kind of besties, but also kind of in a really toxic relationship.
Yes.
What would you want to ask them on the pod? Like their intergenerational best friendship. What would we want to talk to them about?
I mean, I would just be so curious as to how they would articulate the purpose of their friendship. Because I think that Ava at this point sees them as equals. Yes. I don't know if Deborah does. I think that that's like a big struggle for her.
I think Deborah's like, you are important to me. You mean a lot to me. Yeah. Equals. I feel like from Deborah's perspective, it's just like we couldn't be. You have not lived enough life yet. Right. You haven't seen enough yet, which maybe I get, but I don't know. But that would be an interesting. We need to find some like intergenerational besties.
Yeah.
To come on to bring on the show.
Yeah.
What bonds them? How do they work it out?
Yeah, how do they work it out?
Because we talked about that like offline a little bit, just when intergenerational conversations feel powerful and kind of like uplifting versus when it can get a little preachy or like maybe two generations can like both think, oh, you just don't know, you just don't understand because like our worlds are so different. That could be an interesting conversation. Like, how do you reconcile that in ways that maybe are more challenging in like family dynamics?
Yeah.
For parents and such.
It's a good question.
Intergenerational. You can be international too, but intergenerational besties. Pull up, hit us up. Shout out your people.
Yeah, shout out your people.
That'd be cute too. How y'all find each other?
How did you find each other?
Very interesting. What other shows? Or were there other? We didn't talk about Shrinking. The Shrinking finale. Backtracking.
I loved it. Did you love it?
I love Shrinking. It makes me like tugs at my heartstrings. Makes me feel really good.
Did you like the proposal scene?
Loved it.
Loved
it. I think it was, there were breadcrumbs, but it's still kind of like, wasn't until we were in the scene, I was like, oh, I see what's happening. I love this. This is so cute. But I thought that was very precious.
Yes. I think it was a good wrap up to the season. I think they're definitely setting up for at least one more. But I think it was good. You have Alice going off to college. You have Harrison Ford in Connecticut. Shout out to Connecticut.
Having his grandchild, speaking of intergenerational conversations, making sandwiches. Very funny.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
And Paul and Jimmy found their way back. Did what they needed to. That was very sweet.
That was.
I do think we need to see Alice in college in like an Asian student organization.
Yes.
Like, by golly, they got to get this girl. Like, we got to see her around some Asian
community.
Folks.
Yeah.
Right. Like, please and thank you.
I did like when she suggested she might dye her hair blue.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good look for her.
I agree.
I love blue hair.
When's your next blue phase?
I know. I need to enter the third blue phase era. Blue hair phase. I don't know.
You'll know when the time is right, but I feel like it might be coming soon.
I know.
It might be upon us. It really, really might. Summer is a friend. I don't know if you...
Yeah, what do you think about her?
Summer makes me laugh, okay? Yes. I think she's hilarious. She is also out of pocket.
She is.
She just is nonstop.
Right.
Nonstop. Like, I guess she's a good friend to Alice. They seem to be there for each other.
Yeah.
It's also a little toxic.
It is. I mean, I didn't have a friend like that in high school. I don't know how common that dynamic is. And like, obviously they're a different generation than us. So maybe we just don't quite speak that language, that TikTok Gen Z language. Right. But yeah, I mean, I think she's an okay friend. She's definitely there for comic relief.
Yes.
But I do like that they had quite a challenging thing happen in their friendship and that they were able to overcome it. I think that was a good part of the show.
Sure. And even in the finale, them having to like wrestle with the like goodbye and the defenses that can come up of like, oh, I'm pushing you away because I'm like really scared, right? And even some of the territorialism, like when someone was like, you cannot have another redhead friend, that was like a little funny to me. Not real, right? But little possessiveness in our friendships. It's like, I'm not kiki, joking, not joking. Mostly joking.
You're not getting permission to have another Filipino friend.
You cannot have another Black woman friend.
That's fine.
You can, but she cannot like basketball and the color teal. She's got to pick another color, pick another sport.
That's my friend who likes hockey in the color pink. Like,
I can get into that. I will allow it. She cannot be as funny as me. Obviously, I'm hilarious.
You are hilarious. No one's as funny as you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, what else is coming up? There's one that I'm not at all looking forward to.
Okay, what is it?
Euphoria.
Save us. Enough.
It's coming out in a couple days. And I'm like, you don't have to watch it, Sarájanée. I know I'm going to. But I already want to save myself.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what's going on.
How is it gonna work?
How's it gonna work and why?
do any of them even want to be on the set? Like, it just the dynamic is so different, I think, without Angus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's so sad.
I just don't know. I don't know. Do you have any theories?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I think that they just like they know it's the final season, so I kind of feel like they're gonna go balls to the wall and just like have the craziest possible things happen.
Right.
I mean, I don't. You know, we were talking about this yesterday. I'm kind of shocked that Rue is still alive with the way she's conducting herself.
Okay. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be convinced if she's like living in the same kind of vein. Like, it feels like for her to, if she would have been alive, like, what is it, 6 years? I think they're fast forwarding. Yes. Some things would have to really be different in her life. Right. You know? And I also don't know that I'm just not sure that I'm interested in just seeing her pain and struggle. Yeah, it's so much suffering. Yeah. And nothing ever comes of it but more suffering. So I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to take from this. Right. And for it to be young people too, and it's like maybe that's real, part of lived experience for sure. But it just was like, oh, there's gotta be some joy, there's gotta be some purpose, some meaning. And it just feels like, no, maybe not so much. Mm-hmm. Not so much. There's no lightness in that show. Yes. Just heavier. Yeah. Darker. It's dark. It's very dark. I don't want any of those like singing montages that they gave us in one of the episodes. Do you remember when Rue was singing with that boy? You remember that song? And they were like, "This song is now on Spotify." And I was like, "Oh, nobody wants to go." Oh, that was the end of the first season. I don't want more of that in this season. That was weird. Yeah, that was weird. Love Zendaya. She can do a lot of things. She can probably also make songs, but I just didn't need that one. I did not need that one. Mm-mm. Anything else you got coming up on your watch list? No, I think that's all I can think of. If you end up watching Waterfront on Netflix, and you should not, it was really bad. But let me know. I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to do that. What's it about? White mess. A family is like very wealthy and they're affluent, like shore town in North Carolina, but they're not affluent. They like actually have serious money trouble, so they get into the drug business, and then they're trying to switch dealers, and there's like a lot of gore and a lot of blood. Oh. Like everybody got plot armor, only like secondary characters die, and it's like, wait, why did they have to die? They just have been here. It's very violent. Does not make a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah. A mother was like an addict and like burned her house down with the child in it and lost custody. And they're like, she's like, it's fine. I pulled him out before anything happened. And it's like, girl. But she's mad at everybody that testified against her to lose custody. And it's like, nah, baby, you needed to. That's wow. You needed to. But then there's a twist that like redeems her, and you're like, all right, we get it. We see how you ended up on this path. But again, it just is like, wow. What do you want us to make of this character? And it happens on the waterfront? Yes. Do they ever say waterfront? Like, we're on the waterfront. Do they ever say it? Do they ever say it? I don't think so. Not that I recall. When I was younger, I thought that it was like mandatory, like the law, that if like a show or a book had a title, they had to say the title of the show or in the book. And so I still look for that as an adult. I'm like, they didn't say. What an interesting thing to look for. I will do that now. That's a fun game to play. Most of the time they do say it. Yeah. They do say it. Or they show it like Lincoln Lawyer. Yeah. I binged all of that, and they take care to be like, I'm Lincoln Lawyer. He's a Lincoln Lawyer. Oh, he says it. I'm the Lincoln Lawyer. Yeah. Love that. And we see his Lincoln all the time. Do they ever say it in Hacks? Oh, I'm sure they have. So, like, at some point, they've had to be like, you're a hat. You're a hat. Right. They definitely say in Paradise because they always like play that song. Yes. Just Another Day in Paradise. Yes. Okay. We should watch for it in this season of X. We'll find out. We'll report back. We'll report back. They do it a ton in Bridgerton. Every other one is Bridgerton. A ton. He's a Bridgerton. Right. It helps that they have the main character for like the family, and there's so many of them. You can't get a scene where Bridgerton is not involved or not being talked about. You cannot. You cannot. Okay, so I've been seeing stuff about Bridgerton. So is the next season Elise, or is it the widow and the cousin? Oh, interesting. I mean, knowing them, they'll put the two together. That's true. They'll put them together. That's what I would predict. Okay. We'll see. Well, we'll see in 2 years. I maintain I do not want any more will she, won't she. Will she be a Spencer? Will she fall in love with Elise? She got one episode figured out because we do not care, baby. Do what you're going to do. But this is not that serious. It is not that serious. I just feel like at this point, her whole family would be like, whatever, girl. Do what you want to do.
So one note.
Right?
So one note with it.
Can't.
Okay.
I can't do it. Okay, I would love for us to get into a recurring segment.
Let's do it.
One we haven't done, I think, in a little while is weird things we love on the internet.
Oh, I love it.
You want to start us off? So many things.
Why don't you start?
BuzzFeed quizzes is what I was thinking about and why I wanted to do that one. I've slowed down, but I used to love a BuzzFeed quiz. Like, which character would you be? What house should you live in? You name it, but I used to love a BuzzFeed quiz. Like,
you know what I feel like that is? I feel like that is like the outgrowth of MASH.
Yes.
Which you guys remember MASH?
Mm-hmm. MASH and like the magazine, like Cosmo.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Just tell me my fate. Like, which kind of sandwich are you?
What kind of man will you settle down with?
Yes. All of them. That makes sense. I love those.
To be 12 and thinking about that is so funny to me.
So like so ridiculous. What kind of dog would be best for you based on like, your personality? Mm-hmm. I used to love to do them because I always would have like two options out of the four usually. Yeah. So I would like do one way and then go back and do it the other. Mm-hmm.
Why? Try to get the result you want.
Yes. Just like let me see what happens here. Mix it up.
What Hogwarts house did you get sorted into? That's a big one. They always came out with new ones for that.
Oh my goodness, what were they? I think I got Ravenclaw.
Okay.
I want to say it was Ravenclaw, and like I probably did it several times. Like Gryffindor is also up there, but I think I got Ravenclaw.
Okay.
So I was like, I can live with it.
Yeah.
Do you remember yours?
Yeah, Ravenclaw all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very Ravenclaw.
Makes sense.
I want to be Gryffindor, but
everybody does. But now with age, I'm like, no, I'm glad. I was not a Gryffindor.
Those Gryffindors are reckless.
Right. I'm kind of curious about Slytherin. Like, I feel like I wouldn't have wanted to be in there, but I might have been over there.
Yeah.
Like, let me go see. Let me pull up and see what they
what they're doing.
I probably would have had at least one friend in Slytherin and been like, you guys, it's not all that. Like, it's not all bad. They be throwing the parties.
They have the good drugs, the good potions in Slytherin.
I would have been like, you just gotta like find the right spots. Just gotta find the right spots. They got the good.
Not Slytherin defender.
I might have been like, yeah, that's really, really funny. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's one of yours?
Okay, I love those videos of dogs getting adopted, mm-hmm. and it's like they're like, no one wanted this dog because he was, I don't know, ugly or had 3 legs, mm-hmm. or he was like difficult and he was returned to shelter, but now he's so happy.
That's really sweet.
I love that. That's I really watch those and cry.
And I like them when they're like kids involved and the kids are like, this is my dog. And if they're like the dog is like, this is my kid. That's the rest of y'all. It's like really cute bond.
It's so cute. Really I love that. I love dogs on the internet. Really makes me laugh.
They do well. I love crafting shows.
Okay.
And like crafting like videos, like I guess it's kind of like hacks too, but like Meghan Markle's show, I know there was Slack, but anytime they're like pulling together, cooking and like making things.
Yeah.
I really enjoy those. I just think they're like, I find them to be very serene, like very soothing, a little like inspirational, and just like reminds me to be like, oh, how can you bring some creativity into your day? And that I enjoy. I really enjoy those. Inspires me to like start projects that I rarely do, but sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I do.
Oh, I love rewatch podcasts and videos.
I can say that. Uh-huh.
I'm a big rewatcher of things, so I love after I watch a movie or I watch a show, mm-hmm. those videos that are like Project Hail Mary, ending explained, uh-huh. Because they really really catch things that like I don't catch. I love Dark Knight rewatch videos because mm-hmm. there's like, it's like such a rich text. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so I love to not only rewatch those movies, but like watch videos and listen to podcasts where they're also mm-hmm. rewatching those movies. I recently listened to an Interstellar rewatch podcast and I really enjoyed it. Yes. I really enjoyed it.
I think you would be great at a rewatch podcast. Like you could do your own like whole one, but like you would be great as a pop-in guest on one of those. For a film text, I think you would be really good at that.
Listen, I've seen these movies so many times.
You could be a consultant that they call in to talk about a specific thing.
Yeah, right.
To each film. That would be really fun.
I love that stuff. Mm-hmm. I love it.
That's kind of similar to like Where Are They Now videos. Like I like those, or the articles really where they're like, this is people from like this show or this era. This is where they like this is where they what they're doing now, and this is how they like, got there and what they've been up to. Sometimes they get a little sad, they get a little dark, and maybe I like that because big feelings girl, right? But I love a Where Are They Now video.
Okay.
That's so fun. Like through the years. And sometimes I think they do them at like South by Southwest where they're like bringing cast back 10, 20 years later. Like, I think that's so fun. I'm like, yeah, let me see what y'all are up to. How do you look back on that thing, that cultural moment? Very, very cool. Very, very cool.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
It's so good. So, so good.
Well, Sarájanée, what are you looking forward to this weekend in Austin?
I mean, just hanging out with you is always so fun. You make me laugh. We get to giggle, but it's always just like very easeful. We can have quiet moments. We did say we were going to bring back our choreographed dance for Eric.
Yes.
So,
okay.
I think we have to
We were practicing it last night.
I'm very excited to see his response to that. I think it's going to be great. We have a plan to take Eric and Aiden to a store here. What is the name of it?
Cavender's boots and Western apparel.
By the time this airs, hopefully we'll have footage to match. I just want them in like matching hats. Like even if they don't leave the store with them, I'm like looking forward to that moment. I think that's going to be
good.
Bring me a lot of joy now and in the future. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what we're going to eat. You made us a beautiful kasama, the sandwich.
Oh yes.
That was delicious.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to more of the foods. We got chips, so many chips. I love chips.
Oh, chip buffet.
Looking forward to our snacks, our snackies. Yeah, we got some fun things planned.
So fun.
I'm very excited for that.
Visit your long distance best friends, guys.
Do it and take pictures. That's what I'm looking forward to.
We have to take pictures.
Never take pictures. I'm looking forward to taking pictures.
Like I feel like there is like a 7-year gap.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. There's like one, and like we'll have one from like a whole weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that the only moment that we managed to capture?
You in the moment.
I love it, of course. Yes.
I also feel like there comes a point where I just don't feel like taking pictures anymore.
Right. It just gotta be. We need someone else to do it, and they don't want to.
Okay.
End of the pod audience. Is that the sign that we should?
Yeah, I think that's the sign we're done. He said, "Our live studio audience is vacated.
They're gone."
That's it.
Goodness.
That's it, I guess.
Thank you for listening. And if you like this episode, share our podcast with your long distance bestie.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.